Video game NPCs aren't renowned for taking the initiative, preferring instead to slob around waiting for you, the mighty hero, to show up and agree to find feathers for their sex costume.
You're a wondrous sight. All in your nest envy you.
Some lazy NPCs in particular take the absolute biscuit when it comes to being bone idle, making you do ludicrously menial things, run pointless errands, and drive them to a KFC that is literally 60 yards from their current position.
It's your lucky day.
Wow, yes. I didn't expect to get here so fast.
You might feel like a chump, but that guy just paid over $100 in pursuit of a bargain bucket. Check out these trivial side quests given to us by NPCs who are so lazy they wouldn't get off the sofa if it was on fire. And beware spoilers for the following games.
I'm looking for Bolek. I was told he'd be guarding the gate.
Well, you found him. You're not here to enlist, I take it?
The innkeeper sent me. He's just taken delivery of a rare vintage, a Gotan 66. He thought you might like a cup.
I've never said no to a goat hand. I'm not about to start now. Thanks for letting me know.
Final Fantasy XVI's Clive Rosfield is a man in great demand. As the inspiring leader of a resistance faction out to free oppressed magic users, most of his time really should be dedicated to freeing captives, transforming into a giant infernal beast to bring down political tyrants, and reading fan mail, obviously. I assume that's what they are. I'm not reading all that. However, in the quest Bearer of Good News, Clive is waylaid from his duties of global liberation by a tavern keeper who wants Clive to go and invite 3 of his mates over for, and I quote, a particularly fine bottle of red.
I've come by a particularly fine bottle of red. A Gotan 66, no less.
Hello, I'm the eldest son of the Archduke of Rosaria. I don't have time for this kind of...
Sounds simple enough.
This had better be a bloody good Gulthan 66. I'd get a decent Malbec for about £8. Presumably, because the land of Valisthea doesn't have iMessage yet, it's up to you to wander across the market town of Bockland as the innkeeper's personal messenger, telling each of his friends, one of whom lives 2 doors down, that there's a nice glass of red with their name on it.
The 66? Look at me.
After such a tedious errand, you'd be right in thinking that poor parched Clive could use a drop of the innkeeper's fancy vino for himself.
I wonder if the innkeeper might spare a cup of that wine.
And you'd be incredibly disappointed. This ludicrously cheeky NPC offers you precisely nothing to drink. Then, when his mates all arrive with a cheese board, a selection of tapas, and a basket of crusty bread, they begin feasting in front of Clive, who isn't offered a single slice of prosciutto or a mug of wine. The only mug here is you.
Never a truer word spoken.
£8 Malbec it is then.
What should I cook next? Oh, are you travelers from around here as well?
No, we just happen to be passing by. What are you cooking? Smells good!
I see. Welcome, travelers. I'm Lynn, the survival expert of the Adventurers Guild. As you can see, I'm experimenting with some new recipes.
Most of the NPCs on this list have no excuse for making us do their chores for them, but could it be this one just needs an eye test? We're slightly concerned about Lynn from Genshin Impact, who might be the laziest person in Mondstadt, or possibly the least observant.
You won't get a lot of chances like this to learn from a survival expert.
Lynn, supposedly a survival expert, is renowned for asking the player for berries and apples that are literally meters away from her face, and, as far as we can tell, she has both hands and legs with which to retrieve nearby fruit. It's so comically surreal that you have to question whether it isn't, psychological warfare. Who are you really, Lynn? What's your endgame? The fact that Lynn explicitly says she isn't having much luck finding items that are sometimes in her actual eyeline does imply that either she's overdue a trip to the opticians or she's just seriously messing with us. It's definitely one or the other.
Switch him back on already. Lewis!
Whoa, Robo. Calm down, he'll tear the equipment apart.
Wendell Antonowski ran away and Lewis is in the hospital.
When you picture RoboCop, you're probably picturing a lethal cyborg law enforcer on a brutal campaign for justice. And when you play RoboCop Rogue City, you're probably thinking, how is any of this legal? All although Rogue City does let you experience the ultimate power fantasy of stepping into Alex Murphy's cyborg boots and feeling the clang of bullets on your metal breastplate, it has one NPC determined to keep you humble.
Hey, Murphy, do you have a minute? It's about Lewis.
Officer Chessman has the simple assignment of getting people to sign a get well soon card for their injured colleague, a task so laborious that he couldn't possibly take care of it all himself.
Actually, there are a few signatures that we still need. Could you ask him? I think I need a break.
Get the intern to do it. I'm f***ing RoboCop. So instead of fighting crime on the mean streets of Detroit, you find yourself wandering around the police department like a humanoid Roomba, hunting for signatures from other lazy officers who'd prefer to skive off real police work and waste all of the company's hot water.
My heat signature recognizes that the water is cold. Is everything all right, Officer Kurtz?
Oh, talking to me? Yeah, I guess I stayed here longer than I anticipated.
I have a card to sign. It is for Lewis.
Before he'll sign, the extremely pruny Officer Kurtz needs you to go and grab his towel from his locker because he stepped into the shower without considering getting out again, and he doesn't want to sign the card all wet and nude. And so you, OCP Crime Prevention Unit 001, find yourself fetching a naked man his towel.
There you go.
Thanks. Just give me a minute. There, signed. I think that it's beautiful what you're doing.
Is it? Because now I feel less like RoboCop and more like Robo Cabana Boy.
If there really were no more heroes, it would be game over for the work-shy NPCs waiting around for a protagonist to do their job. Like, for example, Travis Touchdown of No More Heroes is an aspiring assassin, so we can assume he has career dreams beyond punching palm trees. And yet. This is a man with a literal lightsaber katana, by the way. See, the vendor running this beachside juice stand selling coconut water has a solid entrepreneurial vision.
It's easy.
Set up your business super close to a bunch of coconut-bearing palm trees, recruit a minigame-loving buffoon through the local job centre, and then have him fetch as many coconuts as he can carry while you stand in the shade slurping a mimosa.
It's easy.
I've seen worse ideas on The Apprentice. So it is that Travis winds up wailing on tree trunks to dislodge those big hard fruits instead of pursuing his important main character goal of murdering his way up through the ranks of the United Assassins Association.
That's easy.
In that case, why don't you do it, Juice Guy?
No room for the idle in London, mate. The name's Phil Adams. My money's as good as the next man's. Difference is, you're gonna have to fire a shot.
Fallout London is an expansion-sized fan-made mod for Fallout 4, which gives us a peep at how the series might look if it took place in our green and pleasant land of London.
Then don't keep us apart. Make up your mind. You're understood now. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, looks about right. Although where's the Gregs? One of the NPCs you'll encounter in the London of Fallout London is beer mat enthusiast Phil Adams, who's looking to start a museum of, you guessed it, beer mats.
I guess I retired too soon because I'm bored off my tit. So I'm thinking I'll start myself a museum. Only problem is, none of these are London beer mats.
I guess there's no TV in the post-apocalypse then. What puts this Cockney character firmly on this list, however, is that he wants you to be the one running into every Wetherspoons in the wasteland, sourcing his precious exhibits. And considering this is his side hustle, you'd be within your rights to ask, why don't you get them yourself?
I'm a London lad, and this pub is my local. Always has been, always will be. If Pat even catches a whiff of another boozer on me breath, even for professional reasons, she'll have me barred for life.
That sounds like a you problem, Phil. Phil's bizarre pub crawl quest does net you some rewards, but it's such a tedious errand that even he acknowledges it as being beyond menial.
Do it or don't. At the end of the day, it's carrying a bit of cardboard.
Throw in 2 tickets to the Beer Mat Museum, and I'm in.
Hey, open up in there.
Who are you?
Crane from the tower. I heard a woman screaming.
Sometimes NPC quest givers are not just lazy, but also, to use the Latin term, absolute jerkasses. One memorable quest in Dying Light has you knocking on an apartment door after hearing a woman scream from inside, only to be greeted by a seemingly anxious father-to-be.
Yeah, it's my wife. She's giving birth.
Oh shit, is there anything I can do?
We need alcohol to disinfect. Please, help us.
Knowing time is of the essence and that an infection could be fatal, you scamper off to rustle up the goods, only to return and be told that's not quite enough for their purposes.
I'd go out myself, but I can't leave my wife now.
Back out you go to track down yet more booze from a zombie-infested hellscape, only to find once again this is sadly insufficient.
Yeah! Great, because we're going through it like water.
Seriously? What are you doing with this stuff? If you're starting to get a bit sus, your instincts are good, especially considering how he casually sends you off with the laid-back vibes of someone absolutely not dealing with a screaming newborn in an apocalypse. Lockpick his door and you'll discover that this man was in fact not a new father, but a manipulative drunk who used you as an involuntary DoorDash driver to help get him hammered with his mates.
Of course. Great. Assholes.
Oh well, I won't be the one trying to outrun zombies with a hangover come the morning.
Behind every humble NPC with a dream is a diligent hero putting in all of the graft. Take Zumi, who works at the New Seren stable in The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. All she wants is a horse-drawn cart of her own, and having bought a pretty beaten-up wagon off Hyrule eBay, the only things she's now missing are 2 wheels and, well, a horse. So, Zumi, what you essentially have is a box. Zumi says she can replace the missing parts with building materials from the stables, which is convenient. Except she fully expects Link, who should be off stopping Ganondorf from destroying Hyrule, to fetch 2 wagon wheels that are currently lying a few feet behind her. Thus it falls to Link to fix this busted-ass wagon himself, while Zumi doesn't lift a finger, much less make him a builder's brew while he's hard at work. Not content with you taking time out of your busy princess rescuing schedule to fix up her cart, Zumi is also more than happy to also let you go bag a horse for her. It's all take with you, Zumi. It's not about the money, it's the principle. Although I will be taking those rupees, thanks.
Thank you so much for watching this video about trivial side quests given to us by lazy ass NPCs. And you're not lazy, are you? You wouldn't be so lazy as to not click on one of these 2 fine videos up here. One from Outside Xtra and one from sister channel Outside Xbox. And if you enjoyed this sort of thing, hey, why not consider helping us by subscribing to the OX Supporters Club over on patreon.com/OXClub. Hope to see you there.